Hi guys, another vlog. I want to keep this one short because I'm just on my half an hour lunch at work and I want to actually have some food. So, yeah, is it really a vlog though? I don't know because it's not really like update on what's been happening or anything like that. It's just, I don't know, you sort of want to clear your mind every now and then, do you know what I mean? But yeah, just, I think everything that's going on for a moment last night, it just completely got on top of me. Just the scenes that we're seeing all over the world, this fucking virus, the people arguing about whether it's, as serious as it is, or. And then, of course, the whole George Floyd thing, and then the injustices that have gone on and will continue to go on. It just got a bit too much last night, and for the first time in, well, since I pretty much lost everything in Germany, for the first time, I just cried. I just cried. Do you know what I mean? And I mean, yeah, I've shed a tear since then. Since what I would consider my rock bottom. We've talked about that for since it happened, so I don't want to keep dwelling on that. But yeah, it's since that time, last night, I just lost complete control and just had to. I don't know. It was mental, but it was somewhat liberating as well. It just, you bottle up all these emotions and stuff, which you should never do. And I'm always telling people to, not do that. But I very rarely practice what I preach. I think a lot of people are like that. They'll help people and offer people advice, but they just won't follow their own advice. And I think just the culmination of where this fucking world is going to just got on top of me. And I just burst into tears. And I think the thing that triggered it was a good friend, Rod J, from Rod J Beer Ventures here on YouTube, posted a video that went around on Twitter of the daughter of George Floyd. So it's almost like making me well up now of the video that his daughter, or I think family members, while they were out on the streets, of course, spreading their message. And it was one of those just poignant, powerful, bittersweet moments where you see the innocence of this young girl who's had a father taken away from when it shouldn't have happened. This little girl who's now going to be. This is always going to be brought up to her from people outside of that situation. She's seen a family trying to keep themselves together. And she sat on someone's shoulders, happy, innocent, the most beautiful smile you've ever seen, saying that her dad's changed the world. And it was just a moment of innocence and beauty. But then it was so bittersweet because you think of what's happened and what's going to happen to that poor little girl, who, from the looks of it, has got an absolutely fantastic family and community around her. But it just really just got to me. And then it got me irrationally thinking of my young niece, and what if she was in that situation. Or then I was thinking about you know, if something happened to my brother, family members, and it just made me yearn to have someone there. Do you know what I mean? And then you start thinking about that sort of stuff, and I just let go. Of course, this was before I was going to bed, which it always seems to happen. These moments always seem to occur as you're trying to get to sleep. And then I got thinking about the whole virus situation. Then thinking about, you know, people like my stepdad who I live with, and my grandmother who, you know, they're at high risk. And I'm thinking, like, what if I lost them because of this fucking awful virus? And then you just start going to, like, these what if situations that could be completely unrelated to what's triggered that moment, and it just completely overwhelmed me. And you think of all these poor people around the world being affected by so many horrible things, and a lot of the time at the hands of horrible people. And then I'm thinking about these people who've been shielding for the past 10, 12 weeks, however long it is. Time means nothing now, essentially. And they're able to go out and do things. And now we've got, you know, these protests here in the UK. And it's because of that, which again, I'm not gonna criticise these people, because they're exercising their right to do it. And trust me, if we weren't in the middle of a pandemic, I'd be making that trip to stand there. But it's like these people who've been isolated, who've just been at the lowest they've been because they can't see their family members or hold or touch or kiss a loved one, or, you know, you've got people who aren't able to, you know, to make love to the person who they're going to spend the rest of their life with, or want to spend the rest of their life with. And now they've had it taken away from them because there's going to be a big spike because of this. And because of the fact that throughout this whole fucking pandemic, people have just been going about the business as if nothing's gone on. And I don't want this to become like, oh, well, it's not as severe as all of that and all that sort. So it's not the time nor place, really, in this video. I mean, I've got my own sort of ideas about this. It's been handled terribly, but at the same time, what have we done to make it better? You know, the same people who are taken to the streets are the same ones who are criticising the people who are protesting the lockdown measures. These same people who were on Thursday, like tonight, they're the first people to get out and clap for the NHS. But the day before, and probably on the night of the clap for the NHS, they'll be out on the streets, shoulder to shoulder, which should be a good thing. It should be a good thing that people of all races, creeds, colours, situations, sexualities, genders, it should be a good thing that people are coming together shoulder to shoulder. But it's just, with what's going on, it just doesn't seem like it's the right thing to do, almost, even though it is, because it's about a cause that, it's about a problem that we have as a society all over the world. And then you've got people being violent on the streets as well here in the UK. You know, I'm 31 years old. I really only had my first real reality check, you know, in the mid-20s. So I'm the last person to be imparting wisdom or anything like that. I've never really faced any sort of prejudice or anything like that, so I'm not going to comment on that. But, you know, it's just, I just wish I knew an answer. Do you know what I mean? But I don't think there is. And then that part of it, the fact that it could be a vicious cycle that happens again, that all just culminated last night, and it's after that episode last night, you know, luckily I pulled myself out because I'm thinking about how lucky I am in the situation that I am in, and I'm lucky that no one around me has been taken because of this virus, and no one I know personally has been, you know, subject to unfixable abuse because of biology or, you know, their skin tone. And then, you know, I've been angry these past few days because there's been a lot of shallow behaviour from people who are just wanting to look like they give a shit, even though they've never spoke about any sort of issue up to this, and they feel the wrong sort of obligation. They don't feel obliged as a decent human being. They feel obliged that they have to show it. And then you've got loads of infighting from so many different factions. You've got people trying to, you know, pin this whole, oh, but he was a criminal, George Floyd, so it's not the time nor place. The man was just out doing his thing, and then these police officers just stood there and watched one of their, you know, colleagues who had history just stand there and just kill. And it's a story that gets retold time and time again, and it's just like the hostility people are showing to each other because of all of this. It's just really getting to me. Do you know what I mean? And I don't want to make this about me because, again, I've got nothing to be, you know, upset or distraught about in my own life. So, do you know what I mean? But I just couldn't help it, and it's... I want to spread positivity, but at the same time, I feel like if you've got these feelings, you should talk about them. So yeah, that's it. That's about it, really. Sorry for depressing the shit out of you in this video, but it's just, if you're feeling the same way, it's okay to have those feelings. Do you know what I mean? And I think that the moral of the story is just be a decent human fucking being. Do you know what I mean? Just... because all of these things, these negative things, they're taught to children. They're passed down from family to family, viewpoints on these different sorts of people. And that could be from someone's colour of the skin to, you know, someone who wants to do the best job they can by policing their streets. But again, because of the reputation, sometimes justly of the, you know, a small group of people within those collectives. Do you know what I mean? It just really, really got to me. Luckily, I'm feeling a little bit better today. I've got work to keep me busy. The weekend's nearly here. It's Thursday today, so that means I'm off tomorrow. And yeah, it's just... I just use this really to put my thoughts out there, whether you agree or disagree, if you can relate or not, if you can offer advice, or if you can take whatever I've said and use it for a positive thing in your own life. But then again, who the fuck am I to be saying these things to someone? I don't know the answers, but I've got a platform and I want to use it, and I'm not afraid to say how I feel about things. I'm not afraid to admit that, you know, I cried. It's a natural emotion, and I was so thankful that I do have these emotions. I have the capability to be emotional, because I used to completely, you know, emotionally cut myself off. Even when I was in the relationship with the woman who I thought I'd spend the rest of my life with, marry, you know, every now and then I'm still haunted by images of walking into a hospital bedroom, seeing her holding a child for the first time. And I know, as much as I stupidly dwell on that, that moment will come at some point. So it's these like little, clinging on to these little like strands of hope just keep me going. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's staying safe. Hope you and yours are okay in your situations. But that's it, really. Pointless video. Bit narcissistic. But then again, if you're on YouTube, there's always going to be an essence of narcissism, isn't there? But yeah, just thought I'd record this video. You're sort of like a journal, aren't you, really, YouTube? You're my journal. And yeah, anyway, so stay safe, stay as positive as you can, and if you are feeling low, there are people out there who you can speak to. And thank you to whoever's just messaged me there for knocking over the phone. So we'll end on a positive note. Anyway, you all take care, you all stay safe, and I appreciate each and every one of you who sticks around even when I post videos like this. You all take care. See you later.